Let's say you're looking for a citizenship, you want a passport, a strong passport, a quick passport, any kind of passport. You want to strike a residency that gets you multiple citizenships. And there are only 4 or 5 credible people. And when I say credible, I'm talking about the numbers, right? The volumes. The volumes speak something about the channel. So I'm going to discuss 5 RCPI advisors, which I feel is the entire pool, right? And when I talk about these 5 people, I'm talking about hardcore specialists who are crazy about this domain. It's not about travel or arbitrary random topics. It's specifically focusing on core RCBI issues and ways to get citizenships, passports, and stuff. Now, what are the skill set that we are talking about here, right? The skill set that we're talking about here are banking, taxation, law, right? Legal protection and stuff. So those are some of the core things. Inside of that, then you have your crypto, your real estate investment, and whatnot. I'm going to discuss some top channels like the Nomad Capitalist. And when I say top, meaning larger channels, the volumes, the maximum volumes. And Nomad Capitalist has approximately 850K plus subscribers. So anything that's over 500,000 subscribers for me in this domain stands as a large channel. Had it been any other domain, even a couple of million could be considered as small. But when you're talking about this micro niche and specifically expat community, then more than 500,000 is quite a large number. So definitely he is the larger channel. Then I'm going to talk about some mid-size channels, and particularly I like to talk about Wealthy Expat. I like his style. He has been on this channel. I got a chance to obviously not only interact with him, and then subsequently we have had some awesome conversations. I get a lot of clients who have been there, been here. They deal with both sides. So I particularly like his channel. I would consider him as medium, and any channel that has more than 100K subscribers is a mid-size channel. And then finally, I'm going to focus on the small channels and one tiny channel that I feel fits the criteria, right, of a credible channel. Now, what does small channel mean? I think any channel that's over 50K subscribers but less than 100K subscribers, according to me, is a small channel. And I think the first on the list is going to be Offshore Citizen. A lot of people talked about the channel Offshore Citizen. When I had a poll, I had not included his channel, so some people spoke about it. He has some 80K plus subscribers, so I do consider that as a small channel. Finally, there's Goodlife Investor. One of the striking differences between Offshore Citizen and Goodlife Investor, I really looked at Offshore Citizen as a competitor to Wealthy Expat, because Wealthy Expat was way less number of subscribers than Offshore Citizen when Wealthy Expat started. But then he raced ahead. And slightly disappointing thing about the Offshore Citizen channel is that the channel hasn't really grown as fast. Volumes are low when it comes to number of videos. I think versatility, the content creation, and all those things play a big role in today's day and age. I think everyone is trying to make their content more and more appealing, more interesting. It's not just about the material, it's also how you deliver your message and how you connect with your audiences. So that is where, when I see Offshore Citizen and Nomad Capitalist competing, I think Nomad Capitalist has raced ahead and Offshore Citizen has disappointed with his sub growth. A Goodlife Investor, on the other hand, wasn't on the scene when these guys started. Again, we started a couple of years ago and we raced to where we are today at 50K subscribers. A big thank you to the community for subscribing to this channel, being a part of it. I've been fortunate enough to help so many of you in your journey. If you aren't yet subscribed, take this moment to go ahead and subscribe to the channel so I'm able to get you even more valuable and interesting content. Now, this is an example of a couple of small channels. What is a tiny channel? Any channel that's below 50K subscribers but is getting there, good chances of getting there, is a tiny channel. And one interesting channel that I find is the Wandering Investors channel. His strength is mostly, I think I've seen a lot of showings. I think he shows properties. So from an agent perspective, if you're looking for a good property agent, I think he does a great, phenomenal job. I mean, I'm sure he has other stuff too, but I think he travels, he shows properties, and that seems to be his strength. our core strength, apart from obviously the banking, taxation, and those topics, is legal. We specialize, we really focus on the legal aspect. And my general philosophy is that I hire three attorneys, three of the best that I could possibly find, and then I employ them on different applications, check the volumes out, and whoever is the best one, I try to stick to that person, right? I want to have a couple of good, solid backups, and if the volumes are higher, especially with places like Mexico, then we engage our other attorneys, right, the backup attorneys. But the prime attorney is extremely important, should not only be knowledgeable in the law, should not only be at the office all the time, so they should be used to interacting with the immigration offices. That's how I feel you can keep track of applications so that they move smooth and fast, they don't get stuck up, there's no time waste between them flagging the application and corrective action being taken. So we don't want any attorney who goes wrong, but you never know these immigration offices, especially in Latin America, so you want the attorney right there keeping on top of things. And finally, and most importantly, the person should be able to speak English and should be a good person. A lot of my clients travel with their families, with their wives, with their children, and you want to have a solid, responsible, nice attorney to give them a good experience. That's a very important criteria for us. These five people, and you're deciding to start your residency, who should you go for? Who should you hire? I think if money is not an issue at all, right? You're ultra rich and you don't mind spending any amount of money for services, then I would say you could absolutely look at nomad capitalist, or let's say even wealthy expat. I think they fall under the similar category. I don't know the specifics, but I think they project the same kind of audiences. So ultra rich, definitely these are the guys to consider, to look at. Pretty interesting, pretty fancy. I think wealthy expat brings in the lifestyle play. He travels to a lot of different places. He does project and portray the lifestyle play. But the masses, most of the people, most of you guys watching these type of channels are going to sit in this YouTube category, which is bang for the buck. It's when I say small, it's comparatively small. It's not really small. What we focus on over here is the economy that we can deliver. So when you're spending your money, you should be spending it on the end goal, which may be a luxury. But when it comes to services, you want the best, effective, fast services at the lowest possible cost, so you can afford more of the real fun, the real luxuries, and spend less on their services, but at the same time optimize the services, go for some of the best services. And that's only possible when the person is grounded, when they're working hard on the ground. You may have had the nomad capitalist traveling and doing a lot of tours when he was younger, but now he sits in his cabin and is more of a mouthpiece. But then you have other people run the show sometimes. So you got to consider all those things. What you also got to consider is some forums. Now, some people did point out some trust pilot stuff regarding the nomad capitalist. So that's something that you could take into account, although it really is up to him, right? Now, if he charges a ton of money, then that's not called scamming. If that's it, right? If he cheated, then that's scamming. But if he's just charging a lot of money, then that's what he wants. That's what he demands. And a person can charge anything for their services. That's how they decide their pricing. So if it is just about the high amounts that he's charging, then obviously it's his wish. He can charge whatever he wants as long as he's not cheating. Now, that's just my perspective. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What's your favorite RCBI channel? Is there some channel that I haven't spoken about that you would like to talk about? Leave it in the comments. It'll be interesting to read. If you're not subscribed, then take a moment and subscribe to this channel, so this channel can get you a lot more valuable and interesting comments. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And before you go, if you are interested in learning about the fastest residency card on this planet, and interestingly, that's from one of the best countries for Plan B protection. If you've missed that all important video, hop onto this one. This talks about the entire process in a single day and how this is even possible. All right, catch you in this one.